Ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we are in the month of April. And what does that mean? It means the NFL draft is coming soon. And so it is time for me to stop ducking that mock draft smoke. On the first one, I'm not going to do any trades. I'm just going to roll out with the Steelers from pick 21. And then in the other ones, maybe I'll get a little fancy on you. Maybe I'll do some like mid draft trades and shit like that. But it is time. And the reason why I'm not like on the forefront of these videos, I have to put this out here. And maybe no one's even going to care. Like, people take the draft very seriously. This is not going to be one of those videos, like, for sure. But I will tell you, I am pretty informed in terms of like what the Steelers actually need outside of the player. Like, I know we need a defensive tackle, for example. Everyone knows we need a quarterback, so I think I can kind of get the positions right, and then the players, you guys got to just let me know down in the comments. But for now, we're drafting off the vibes, man. We're drafting off the Zaya and the Steelers vision. So with all that said, let's get right into it. So we are going to be at pick 21. And also, I am using PFF. I have like the premium subscription or whatever, so that way I can have like the most, I guess, accurate board. Now, others will disagree with that. Low-key, us as Steelers fans, we hate PFF, don't we? But I still do this for you guys. So yes, I have all 7 rounds on PFF. We are at pick 21. I'm going to have the speed kind of like high. But we'll definitely go back and kind of look at some of the prospects who got taken. So here we are, pick 21. I want to first see like who went. So their top 5 is, we got Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Ashton Jeanty 5 to Jacksonville is pretty interesting. Mason Graham, Ahmad Mamadou, Tyler Warren, Will Campbell. We won't go through everyone, but that is their top like 10. And here we are at pick 21. And so there's a lot of, oh my goodness, there's a lot of ways the Pittsburgh Steelers could go with this already. And so starting it out, before we got DK Metcalf, wide receiver was like we get another weapon. We've been talking about getting another wide receiver for like 2 seasons now. We've almost got Brandon Ayuk. We've almost got this receiver, that receiver. So wide receiver is definitely a pretty important position. Now that we have DK Metcalf, also Luther Burden III up here. Now that we have DK Metcalf, to me, it's not necessarily like the number one absolutely need, because we also got Calvin Austin, man. Not too much on Calvin. We're gonna have Roman Wilson back. We don't know how he's gonna play yet, so that's another factor. So we definitely need some depth, but at that number 1 spot, I'm not sure. So we'll kind of pause on that for a second. Walter Nolan, defensive lineman. Derek Harmon also on the board. And then obviously we got to stop the run. Then we look at the running back position. Omarion Hampton, I feel like he's been flying up draft boards. Even Colston Loveland, I know we have Muth, but if he's here at this pick, maybe you go ahead and take him. And also maybe you go ahead and trade down if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, as I mentioned on this first one, I'm just going with the board how it is. And the board how it is, I feel like you got to take Egbuka if he's here, no lie. I feel like you got to take him. It's between him and maybe even Luther Burden, but I think Emeka, like the way he's been hyped up, the way he's been like this wide receiver 1, if not wide receiver 2 in the NFL draft process, because he's been talked about a lot. If you have him, Matthew Golden also went 17 to the Bengals. Is PFF Mickey? Are they taking Matthew Golden at 17? Let me know. This might be Mickey, and I'm paying real money for this, but maybe that's not an insane pick. But yeah, I got to go with Egbuka at pick 21 if he's there. So we're just going to do it. We're going to draft him. I feel like the talent overweighs like how much we really need the position. And we don't pick again until 83. And so that is something I'm assuming that the Steelers are going to go ahead and address. And speaking of address, now that we are here in the 3rd round, to me, I want to take a look at the defensive tackles, because this is the interior offensive line. I want to take a look at the defensive tackles because I feel like this is a pretty deep draft when it comes to that position. And it is a huge need for us, and maybe so much of a need that you ignore wide receiver at that time and get a defensive lineman. Let me just check the wide receiver prospects now that I'm here, and I've already taken one. Jalen Knowles still here, Jalen Rolls, Isaiah Bond still down here, Savion Williams, but I do think it definitely falls off, and for the player that we got, like, Egbuka is probably going to be a stud, and so I think you got to take him if he's there. Anyways, though, now we're here at pick 83. I think you got to go defensive line. Let me just see everybody else who's on the board, and maybe there's someone who's just like completely sticking out. I'm not a draft guy, so please let me know if I'm just tweaking right now. But Jordan Phillips, I'm looking at him, and not the highest graded on PFF. If you guys saw my mock drafts last year, and everybody knew he was going to be good, so like I don't want to, try to take credit for this, but Quinion Mitchell on the Eagles, he's like a cornerback. His PFF grades were through the roof. This dude was like 96 overall, 96 overall, 95, and so I was like, okay, he's probably going to be elite, right? And so These grades, what do they mean? I don't fucking know, but listen, there is a tangible overall on the screen, and I am a Madden player, so I'm using these shits to get my shit off. 70 overall, man, maybe he's not him. Look at some of these other defensive line prospects. According to the draft, the average draft position, it seems like I would be reaching if I take one of these guys here, and so it is just about if you are high on Jordan Phillips. Now, I've watched no tape. I haven't seen Jordan Phillips play. I've only really heard the name a few times, definitely mock draft to us. So let me know down in the comments, would you take Jordan Phillips? This is what PFF says. Is PFF lying? So I'm definitely going to keep that in mind here. And I'm looking at some of these other prospects once again. Kevin Winston Jr., how did he play? He was 61 overall. He only played 2 games. Maybe he's someone who we can grab at the safety position. We're also looking at some of these running backs. RJ Harvey, 85. He's kind of down there in UCF going crazy. DJ Giddens, he's played all right on Kansas State. Whatever you guys think is the right pick, let me know down in the comments. Damian Martinez for sure down here too. I feel like he's been eating. Low key, damn, I'm at pick 83 though, so maybe you would trade down from here. I want Damian Martinez, however. If I can land him, I'm gonna be pretty hyped. I'm gonna take Jordan Phillips right now, and then I'm gonna wait it out. I'm gonna hope I can get Damian Martinez. Who knows if I actually can. Yeah, man, unfortunately not. Damian Martinez was taken 97 by the Vikings. By the Vikings, man. If you know about me and the Vikings. So we lose out on him. Now we've taken our wide receiver, we've taken our defensive lineman. We got Will Howard on the board. Let me kind of scroll back down to where we are. We're at pick 123. Next, I think we do kind of look at that running back position as I see a guy like Jaden Blue down here. I've heard, pretty good things about him, maybe someone we pick up. Let me look at running back specifically. Brashard Smith from SMU. Oh my goodness, he chewed up in 2024. How'd he play against Pitt? 73 overall against Pitt. TSU Merchant, it is what it is. SMU was a real problem this year in the ACC. Who else we got? Oh, Jackery, this guy. Oh my goodness, this guy's been hooping. He's like a 90 overall. Like I said, I'm really not the most informed about the prospects. Of course, you got Trevor Etienne down here. He's not really the highest sought after player. I thought his draft status would be kind of crazy. Bashal Tootin just got taken right before us as well. Maybe he's a guy we look at. Riley Leonard, I've heard a lot of talks about him. I've heard a lot of talks about these late round quarterbacks because, obviously this whole Aaron Rodgers thing has us, we don't know what the hell to do about this quarterback position. We don't know if we should draft one now. We don't know if we should just wait it out and get a guy. We don't know if Mason Rudolph is going to play. We don't know if Skylar Thompson is going to play. So the quarterback position is a huge asterisk, right? And for the vibes, man, I see him down here. I'm gonna take Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna take Dylan Gabriel, man. Sue me. I've heard good things about him. Rick, I'm looking at you right now. Rick has put me on Dylan Gabriel. I feel like he could be a solid guy. And if he stinks, then, try again next year. This is a 3rd round pick. Maybe even a 4th round. That was a 4th round pick. Just try again next year with a number 1. I feel like you don't really lose out much on trying to get a guy like Dylan Gabriel, who's been a pretty solid quarterback in college so far. But definitely let me know down in the comments, man, because that could be a pretty controversial pick. Now we have round 5. I still haven't gotten another running back. Trevor Etienne is here. Maybe, maybe for the vibes we take him. You know what? We're the Steelers, and we will draft your brother even if he doesn't play on the team. So Trevor Etienne, you're going to become a Pittsburgh Steeler at pick 156. Now we got to go all the way to 185. We're actually kind of flying through this, low-key. I didn't think it would take this. I don't think it'd be this fast. We're looking at now. I haven't picked up. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look at my picks. So we got a wide receiver, a defensive lineman, quarterback, and running back. We could use somebody else on this defense. Maybe even another defensive lineman just to kind of really double down. We look at the linebacker core. I think we got that kind of unlocked. Maybe a corner. Is there any good corners out there at the moment? Jalen Smith. Oh my goodness, we got Darius Slay, didn't we? Yo, we got Darius Slay. I just remembered that mid-video. But we still could use some help. We could use a younger guy out there as well. But I don't think any of these guys are that high up on the mock draft board. I definitely said early in the video that this one was going to be for the vibes, right? And I see a guy on here. His name is Junior Tafuna, right? And he plays the defensive line out of Utah. He played in Utah. He had his best game against Iowa State. Something is saying draft Junior Tafuna. So I swear I'm just going to take him for the vibes. As I mentioned, I really don't know these prospects, guys, but this is funny. You guys got to educate me real quick down in the comments. And we are on our last pick. And low-key, maybe a safety, maybe, a tight end for depth. How did this Oronde guy play? Oronde Gatz in the 2nd. I'm going to get my shit off here. What are we? We're like 10 minutes into the video. I'm going to get my shit off. This guy might come in better than Muth. I won't lie. If you know, you know. I'm not really the biggest Muth fan. But 82 in college, maybe he's going to be him. What are we going to do with this last pick? I haven't drafted anybody from Pitt yet. I know you guys really, God, Colorado, what was going on this year? You guys got mad prospects in the 7th round. I know you guys know that I like Pitt. 181 too. I'm gonna take Connor to Mumfield, man. I'm taking Connor to Mumfield. I'm doing it. That is my final pick. Maybe I tweaked there. Let's see what we're graded. A B. Okay, a B is not bad. I tanked it though in the last rounds. I tanked it definitely for sure in the last rounds. But I feel like my draft was pretty good, man. We got an A- for Emeka. We got a B- for Jordan Phillips, a B+ for Dylan Gabriel, a B+ for Trevor Etienne, a D+ for Junior Tafuna, and then a C for Connaughton Mumfield. Connaughton Mumfield, I'm sorry. Low key, he's a good special teams guy, Connaughton. He's a pretty good wide receiver. Like, we can definitely throw him out there. He can definitely do his thing. And it's like a guy, like if Roman doesn't work out, if Calvin doesn't work out, maybe just put Mumfield out there. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this mock draft. Maybe it's not too bad, right? Like I'm like literally scared to post this because I feel like I'm gonna get torched in the comments. But maybe this is a W mock draft. PFF gave it a B. What do you guys, what do you guys think of it? Let me know. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers. Thank you for watching my mock draft. I make videos about the Steelers all the time. So if you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Anyways, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.